The sights and sounds and the smells from Gasoline Alley only mean one thing. It's the Indianapolis 500, all right here from the Brickyard. Welcome you to the second running on AJ Racing. Scott Dixon starts on pole and Alexander Rossi looks to defend his title from last year, but they'll both have to hold off the young, charging Australian rookie in Will Power. He starts in row number 3 today. Currently leads the IndyCar standings by 3 over Ed Carpenter and Connor Daly, the teammates for Ed Carpenter Racing. As you take a glance through our 21-card starting grid for this Indianapolis 500, you'll find a familiar face in the IndyCar Series at the front, but a not-so-familiar face in the AJ Racing IndyCar Series at the front. His name, Scott Dixon. He looks to win from starting on pole here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but he has to get by the charging Spaniard and Alex Palou and the defending race winner, Alexander Rossi, who all start beside him. We'll find Halo Castroneves alongside Pato O'Ward and Colton Herta in row number 2. Then we Marcus Ericsson, Tony Kanaan, and Will Power. Jimmy Johnson, Ed Carpenter, Joseph Newgarden, Takuma Sato, Graham Rahal, Connor Daly, Roman Grosjean, Arenas VK, the added entry for today's race. Then it's Scott McLaughlin, Devlin DeFrancesco, David Malukas, and Christian Lundgaard. Scott Dixon leads 3 wide, 7 rows down. It's a field of 21 for this running of the Indy 500. This is, and always will be, the greatest spectacle in racing. This is the Indianapolis 500. Dixon leads strong into turn 1. Rossi right behind him. They're 3 wide for third. It's Castroneves, then Herta and Palou as they head through 1 and 2. Out of turn 4 for the first time, Scott Dixon, the pole man, leads lap 1 from Alexander Rossi and Helio Castroneves. Here comes Colton Herta, making a look on the inside of Castroneves. He can't make it that time, but he's going to regain and regroup as they head through the short chute and out of turn 2. Here comes the 26 now to the inside. Colton Herta takes third away from Castroneves as they head into turn number 3. Scott Dixon, the rookie this year, down into turn number 1, leading his first laps at the Brickyard. But here he comes. Here comes Rossi. Scott Dixon washes up. Rossi takes the lead again, looking to secure a second win in a row at this Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He's on the move now. That looks like it's a move for P5. They're almost 4 wide, spreading out and going at it, heading down into 1. As Colton Herta takes a look on the inside of the pole man, Scott Dixon. Colton Herta up to second.
Yeah, now shift. Import. Box. Emergency mode to get back
You
here.
got a problem for Alex Palou. You heard it on the radio. And the race is over. The second running of the Indianapolis 500. It's his first for Palou. He's out of the race. This is Grosjean, Rahal, DeFrancesco, and Daly. Daly looks inside. Oh, and he gets hooked. Grosjean into the wall hard. Rahal along with him, and the caution comes out. A big crash for the first time today. The caution comes out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it's for Connor Daly right there. Got to the inside of Devlin DeFrancesco, and they all went around. They all stacked up hard into the wall as we look at a replay of that. And we'll take a look back at what happened here to bring out the first caution of the afternoon, and it was a big wreck to bring out that caution. Connor Daly looked to the inside of Devlin DeFrancesco, making them nearly 3 wide heading into turn number 1. That with Devlin DeFrancesco, Graham Rahal, and Connor Daly. Daly got to the left rear of DeFrancesco. He went around. He tried to save it by turning right and correcting the car. Then he got into Graham Rahal, who wasn't clear of him, and Rahal lost it, and also got into Roman Grosjean, who went hard into that outside wall. Heavy impact there, and Rahal goes sliding all the way through turns 1, maybe half of turn 2 before impacting the wall there. A hard hit for the 15 as well. Connor Daly, minimal damage, but enough to keep himself in the race and keep him on the track, so no need to go to pit lane for the 20 car. The field has been sorted out. Pace car will come down pit lane this lap. Alexander Rossi will lead the field back to green through 3 and 4.
Get ready, green.
And the green flag is back in the speedway. Rossi with a big jump off the 26 of Colton Herta. He'll lead as they head back down into 1. Colton Herta, a young Californian rookie in his 3rd start in the IndyCar Series. Can he make his presence known? Can he make his name known with a win in the biggest race there is? Oh, trouble turn 2. The car hard into the wall, sliding back down into the infield. It's Marcus Ericsson who brings out the second caution of the afternoon. Taking a look back at what happened to Marcus Ericsson, the rear of the car just snaps through the apex of turn number 2. No contact from anyone in front or behind. He just went around. I don't think he touched the grass either. And a hard hit. Pretty much square on the left side of that car. So it goes around backwards and just slams the outside retaining barrier. Luckily for the field, no one else gets collected in that one. Luckily for Ericsson, no more damage to his car getting hit from anyone around him, but the damage had been done already as he slides into the infield. That'll be a one-lap shootout to the side. The second running of this Indianapolis 500. Green flags back in the Speedway. Rossi not as good a start. Here comes Herta down to one. He throws the block. Rossi's up the track. Rossi's into the wall. Colton Herta takes the lead. But here comes Scott Dixon. The crowd on their feet through 3 and 4. He's not going to get there. California's Colton Herta wins the Indianapolis 500.
I think this is my most fun win ever. Let's bring it, buddy. You just won the Indy 500.
Taking a look back, what happened to Alexander Rossi through turns 1 and 2. Didn't get the best start out of turn number 4 as we went back green. Herta was there, and Rossi had to throw down the block heading into 1 that compromised his entry into turn number 1. Almost goes into the wall and then just washes up out of 2 and hard into the wall. He scraped it, but he did leave a mark there. Scrubbed off enough speed to lose position to both Herta and Dixon coming out of turn 2 and down the back straightaway. And he hanged on to a finish ahead of what looked like Helio Castroneves at the line. Very close there, less than half a car length. Finishing results from this year's Indianapolis 500. Colton Herta wins it here at the Brickyard. Scott Dixon, the pole sitter, he finishes in 2nd. Alexander Rossi finishes where he started in 3rd. Helio Castroneves in 4th. Will Power in 5th. Pato O'Ward finishes in 6th. Tony Kanaan, then Jimmy Johnson, Joseph Newgarden, Takuma Sato, Ed Carpenter, then Connor Daly. Then it's Rinus VeeKay, so all 3 Ed Carpenter racing cars finished 1 in a group of 3. Then it's Scott McLaughlin, Christian Lundgaard, and David Malukas rounding out the finishing cars that did not wreck today. And we'll take a look at your point standings after the Indianapolis 500. Of course, this race being double points this year, so a lot of changes in the standings. We'll go now to your leader. That's Will Power still leading with 34 points, right over Colton Herta, who has 31. Then Scott Dixon in 3rd with 26. Ed Carpenter with 25. Connor Daly with 24. Helio Castroneves with 23. Alexander Rossi also has 24 points. 22 points, that's Pato O'Ward. 21 points, that's Jimmy Johnson. 19 points, Joseph Newgarden. 17 points, Tony Kanaan. 16 points, Takuma Sato. 8 points, that'll go to Rinus VeeKay in his first ever start here on AJ Racing. 8 points as well to Scott McLaughlin. 6 points to Christian Lundgaard, his first ever points race, that is. As well as David Malukas, who was right behind him with 5 points. 4 points to both Marcus Ericsson and Roman Grosjean, and then 1 point for both Alex Palou and Devlin DiFrancesco, who will round out the point standings today. I want to thank you all for joining us today in Indianapolis for the Indy 500. We know you've been waiting for this for a while, so we thank you all here in AJ Racing for your patience and for sticking through it. It's been a lot of work improving our broadcast just for a big race like this, so we hope you enjoyed this broadcast with a whole bunch of improvements with the graphics, with the tracks, and of course with an additional car to our field. He'll stay with us. That's Rinus VeeKay. He'll stay with us for the rest of the year here on AJ Racing. We'll be in Texas if we can fit that in just a couple of weeks. If not, we'll be back here at the road course for the Gallagher Grand Prix. NASCAR Cup Series playoff starts next time out in Texas. It'll be the doubleheader, the round of 12 and the round of 8 there, before they head off to New Hampshire for the championship, as well as the IndyCar Series at the end of the year. We'll see you then in a couple of weeks. Thank you for joining us here on AJ Racing today from the Indianapolis. I'm AJ, signing off from the Brickyard. Colton Herta wins the second running of the Indianapolis 500.